Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now I want to read Al-Baqarah as it is and try to give some interpretation to it. Okay. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. For those who do not know, Alif Lam Mim. What is the meaning of Alif Lam Mim? To the uninitiated, they do not know. But this is actually the Hebrew parable of lamb, map. Okay. So Alif Lam Mim. What is the meaning of Alif Lam Mim? The meaning of Alif Lam Mim is I keep on repeating. Is about the book, authority, and the power. It is already explained to you in verse number 2. You know, verse number 2 say, chapter jump. So sorry. Change to number 2. Okay. This is the book. So Alif Lam Mim means this is the book. In it is guidance, sure, without doubt, to those who fear Allah. So for those who don't fear Allah, please by all means go and read up other books. Okay. Seriously, Alif Lam Mim means this is the book. In it is guidance, sure, without doubt, to those who fear Allah. Okay. So what did Allah say? Allah said, this is the book for guidance to those who fear Allah. What I'm trying to hint is that there are some Muslims who are so keen with the other book, you know. According to them, it was the Sunnah. We must believe in the Sunnah. Of course, we can follow all the Sunnah that you can find in the Hadith. But what if the Hadith contradicts the Quran? Okay, the Quran is a self-explanatory book. If you need to find references that you are not clear, find in the Quran first. Okay. If you cannot find, then by all means go and find it in the Hadith. Okay. But for as long as it doesn't contradict the Quran. Okay. Who believe in the unseen are steadfast in prayer and spend out of what we have provided for them. The second thing that Allah said is you must believe in the unseen. What are the unseen? Allah is the unseen. The angel is the unseen. The spirits are the unseen, you know. And even the jinn, they are the unseen. You must believe them because Allah created all of those things, angels, jinn, you know, and are steadfast in prayer. What is the meaning of steadfast? Steadfast means when you pray, you must be wholeheartedly, 100% pray to Allah without your mind be fogged or you are drunk, you know. You must focus on your prayer in the words that you utter. That means you must understand the words that you utter, okay? And you must also spend in charity, you know. These are the two criteria. First, you must believe in the Quran. You must establish prayer and charity. Okay, what's the fourth one? And who believe in the revelation sent to thee and sent before thy time, and in their hearts have the assurance of the hereafter. So first you must believe in the Quran. Okay. Second, you must establish prayer and charity. Prayer and charity always come together, so I put it as second. So the third one, you must believe in the revelation sent to Muhammad. See, God repeat, what is the revelation sent to Muhammad? It's the Quran. So God repeated himself that you must believe in the Quran, you know, and sent before thy time, before Muhammad time. That means what? the Gospel, the Psalms, the Psalms is the Zabur, and the Torah, the law, of Moses, and whatever was revealed to the prophets before Muhammad, before Jesus, before John, like the books of the prophets, as in Isaiah, Amos, Zephaniah, Samahu, David, Solomon, Song of Solomon, they are on true guidance. You see, first you must believe the Quran, establish prayer and charity, and then must believe in the previous revealed books, but provided they are uncorrupted, because they are corrupted. As a Muslim, you must know which one are the corrupted verses. It has to do with Tawhid. Okay, that is a rule of thumb. Anything that transgresses the Tawhid of the Quran, they are corrupted. Okay, they are on true guidance from their Lord, and it is this who will prosper. So you must first believe in the Quran, establish prayer and charity, and must believe in the previous revealed books, the uncorrupted ones. Okay, and verse number 6, as to those who reject faith, it is the same to them whether you warn them or do not warn them. They will not believe. So those who are arguing, debating with those with those dumb, blind and deaf, you are wasting your time. But it is your duty also to spread the good news, the glad tidings. Whether they want to hear or they do not wish to hear is up to them. Okay, we do not fight over it. We do not need to kill them for not believing, because Allah had set a seal on their hearts and on their hearing, and on their eyes is a veil. Great is the penalty they incur. See, I told you, Allah already set a seal in their heart. That means no matter how hard you try to explain to them, they will not understand you, because their heart is closed, and they are deaf, they will not hear, and their eyes, they are blind, they cannot see. They cannot see that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, they are three different entities, but to them they are one. They cannot see. They cannot see. They can only see one. Three is one. Because why? See, I tell you, their hearts are already dumb. Allah had sealed their hearts. Of the people, there are some who say, we believe in Allah and the last day, but they do not really believe. So who are these people? These people, they give you lip service, they say they believe in Allah, but then they don't really believe, So who are these people? Who are these people? In the verse number 8, I don't want to pinpoint exactly, but generally speaking, there are people who are like this, fain would they deceive Allah and those who believe, but they only deceive themselves and realize it not. You see, for those who reject faith, right, you are deceiving yourself, In their hearts is a disease, and Allah has increased their disease, and grievous is the penalty they incur, because they are false to themselves. those people who believe in God but don't really believe. It's very hard for me to pinpoint people, but there are some people who are like this. The more they are not keen in observing the law, the more their heart is like a cancer, full of disease. But in the end, they are the sore loser themselves. When it is said to them, "Make not mischief on the earth," they say, "Why? We only want to make peace." Okay, I do not want to base all the verses based on the tafsir or based on the hadith. I just interpret these verses as is, as a generally, I don't want to refer back to the tafsir, refer back to the hadith, because I don't need to, because Allah said the Quran is very simple, very clear, So there are people who make not mischief on the earth. They say, "Why? We only want to make peace." Of a surety, they are the ones who make mischief, but they realize it not. So, who are these people? Could they be the terrorists? Why we only want to make peace? Yeah, could be, because they are terrorists. They follow different book. Then when they read too much hadith recorded by their imams, so they follow the imams. So they tend to do mischief, When Allah say do not kill, but once they follow the hadith, their imam say can kill, can rape Christians, they do all sort of mischief, So these verses could be referring to the terrorists, for those who say I believe, but then they don't really believe. You see what maybe Allah wanted to say, but I don't want to use the word Allah. I said in my opinion, okay? In my opinion, there are people who deviated away from the true path. That's why Allah repeat in the first, you must believe in the Quran, because the Quran is the guidance. If the Quran say do not kill, then you are not supposed to bomb yourself, So that means you don't believe in Allah, because Allah said do not kill innocent people, because if you kill a soul, it's like as though you kill the whole mankind. So when they read the hadith, they read the book of the imams, because to me hadith are the book of the imam, This imam say this imam say this, they follow their imam, They do not follow the Allah, they do not follow the Quran. That's why Allah repeated, this is the book for guidance. Quran is your guidance, So you cannot bomb yourself, you cannot rape Christian woman, you cannot harm the innocent people. Okay? So where did I go now? Yeah, they keep on doing mischief. In their hearts is a disease. Okay? And then number 12, of a surety they are the ones who make mischief, but they realize it not. You see? Because all this, like example terrorists, like ISIS, Boko Haram, they went on killing people. To them, they thought that was the right thing to do, but that is not the right thing to do. Allah never teach you that. That's why Allah say, believe in the Quran, okay? Do not believe in any other source other than the Quran first, okay? When it is said to them, believe as the others believe, they say, shall we believe as the fools believe? Nay, of a surety they are the fools, but they do not know. So this verse refers to the pagans, the atheists, The atheists think, oh, I never see God, so why must I believe in God? So the next question you must ask them, hello atheist, can you see your brain? Then how do you know, do you have brain? You see? And let's see what they answer. You know. Okay, 14. When they meet those who believe, they say, we believe. But when they are alone with their evil ones, they say, we are really with you. We were only jesting, you know. So this is considered is it the munafiq? They believe in front of you, but behind you they don't believe. Okay. Allah will throw back their mockery on them and give them rope in their trespasses, so they will wander like blind ones to and fro. See, because they mock Allah, so Allah mock them back, you know. So Allah make a fool out of them without they realizing it, you know. And they always think they are doing the right thing, you know. These are they who have bartered guidance for error, but their traffic is profitless, and they have lost true direction, you know. This, I'm talking about those evil people like Paul, you know. Paul of Tarsus, he was a sinner. You see, Allah will not guide sinner, you know. Allah will only guide those who are righteous, you know. Those who do evil, Allah will let them be in their own way, you know. Worse still, if Allah guide them to do more evil. You know. Their similitude is that of a man who kindled a fire. When it lighted all around him, Allah took away their light and left them in utter darkness, so they could not see. See, their similitude, those who are unbelievers, you know, the munafiq believe but don't believe, you know, they are like playing with kindle with the fire. Once Allah take out the fire, they are in the darkness, and then when they are in the darkness, they do not know what to do, you know. Deaf, dumb and blind, they will not return to the path. You see, you cannot talk to the deaf people. You cannot make the dumb people to understand and the blind people to see. You cannot do that, you know. They are deaf, dumb and blind. So no matter, I see a lot of debate, you know, keep on telling them the truth, the Tawheed, they still couldn't see, they still wouldn't listen, and they still would not understand, you know. Oh, another similitude is that of a rain-laden cloud from the sky. In it are zones of darkness and thunder and lightning. They press their fingers in their ears to keep out the stunning thunder clap. The while they are in terror of death, but Allah is ever round the rejectors of faith. Okay, I think this is self-explanatory. The lightning all but snatches away their sight, blinded them, you know. Every time the light helps them, they walk therein, and when the darkness grows on them, they stand still. And if Allah will, He could take away their faculty of hearing and seeing, for Allah had power over all things, you know. Allah can totally make you deaf and blind, you know, if He wanted to, but because Allah loves His creature, you know, Allah loves mankind more than anything else, you know. Even though you even though you worship tree, you worship stone, you worship the cross, you worship other than Allah, Allah still provide for you, because He is the Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. O ye people, adore your guardian Lord, who created you and those who came before you, that you may have the chance to learn righteousness. Yes, you must adore your guardian Lord, who has made the earth your couch and the heavens your canopy, and sent down rain from heavens, and brought forth therewith fruits for your sustenance. Then set not up rivals unto Allah when you know the truth. This is directing to those Christians who worship Jesus as God, who worship the idols as God, they don't provide for you, Only Allah provide for you, provide your meal. And if you are in doubt as to what we have revealed from time to time to our servant, then produce a surah like thereunto, and call your witnesses or helpers if there are any besides Allah. If your doubts are true, but if you cannot, and of a surety you cannot, then fear the fire whose fuel is man and stones, which is prepared for those who reject faith. So what is faith? Faith is already explained to you in the first 4 verses, right? Or first 5 verses. To believe in the Quran, to worship Allah and spend in charity, and to believe in the unseen, and believe in the previous revealed book. Those are the faith, But give glad tidings to those who believe and work righteousness, that their portion is gardens beneath which rivers flow. Every time they are fed with fruits therefrom, they say, why, this is what we were fed with before. For they are given things in similitude, and they have therein companions pure and holy, and they abide therein forever. Life in heaven is exactly the same as life on earth. The only difference is you will not be sleeping anymore, okay? You won't feel tired like now you are having the earthly body, because when you have the heavenly body, you are totally a different species, You won't feel tired, and you will spend your life in heaven like king, You will have big castles, and holy companions, pure, pure and holy. Do I need to say virgin? Of course. Okay. What do men really need on earth? Men keep on saying heaven, sex is heaven on earth, So Allah knows the creature that He made, so He gave you the pleasure in heaven, So that's the reason why Catholic priests rape children, and why the nuns, they are lesbian, They are supposed to get married, but they chose celibacy. they choose to celebrate, when God told them multiply, This is what happens if you go against the law that God has ordained, Allah disdains not to use the similitude of things, lowest as well as highest. Those who believe know that. Those who reject faith say, what means Allah by this similitude? By it He causes many to stray, and many He leads into the right path, but He causes not to stray, except those who forsake the path. So what means Allah by what means? Allah is saying sometimes you don't need to ask like dumb question, Just follow the right path, okay? Those who break Allah's covenant after it is ratified and who sunder what Allah has ordered to be joined and do mischief on earth, this cause loss only to themselves. So if Allah make a covenant with the Israel people, but the Israel people always break the covenant. That's why they are punished, by dispersing them from their homeland. But by the grace of Allah, Allah reunited all of them for a reason too, maybe due for the end time. Okay, everything has reason. So how can you reject the faith in Allah, seeing that you were without life and He gave you life? Then will He cause you to die, and will again bring you to life, and again to Him will return. Okay, I will stop here. So how can you reject the faith in Allah? What were you? Where were you before you were born into this world? Where were you? You were dead. You were nothing. Allah bring you to earth, and then Allah will cause you to die, and Allah will resurrect you for judgment day. Okay, people, so I stop here for the moment, to be continued, inshallah.